Okay, so I want you to imagine a scenario for a moment.
Hmm.
You've decided to learn a new skill, something, with real stakes. It could be scuba diving, flying a plane, or, well, for our purposes today, carrying a firearm.
Right.
You pay your money, you take the class, and at the end of the day, the instructor smiles, shakes your hand, and gives you a certificate.
And it has your name on it, bold letters, certified proficient.
Exactly. You walk away feeling good, you feel prepared. But what if that piece of paper is a lie? And not just a little white lie, but a lie that could get someone killed.
And here's the other side of that, the part we never really think about. What if that lie comes with a prison sentence? Not for the student,
For the teacher.
for the teacher who signed the paper.
That is exactly where we're going today. We're looking at this fascinating and frankly kind of terrifying article. It's called Instructor Liability. Passing Unsafe Shooters is Negligence.
It's by Herfeld, published by Valor Tech on February 18th, 2026.
And it really gets into the weeds on this.
It does. And just to set the stage, while this is all about firearms training, the ideas here, they're universal. This isn't just about shooting. It's a deep dive into professional ethics, into the legal idea of negligence.
And that gap, right, that scary gap between feeling like you're ready and actually being ready.
Yeah. And the source gives us a name for the villain of the story right away.
He calls them the credential printer.
It's such a vivid term, isn't it? The credential printer. This is the instructor who sees students as revenue, not as a responsibility.
It's a mill. Just get them in, get them out.
Get the credit card swiped, get the certificate printed. The article says they create unknown trajectory hazards.
Unknown trajectory hazards. That sounds so clinical, but it just means we have no earthly idea where this person's bullets are going to head up.
None at all. They basically release someone into the public who can't control a lethal tool.
So let's break down how this happens. The article gives us a really clear picture. It starts with this idea of the stick hitter.
Right. And to really get why that's a problem, you have to picture the test. It's a standard USTSA cardboard target.
And for anyone who hasn't been to a range, let's be clear, this is not a tiny little bullseye.
Not at all. The source gives the exact dimensions. It's 29.93 inches tall.
So almost 2.5 feet tall.
And 18.12 inches wide.
That's 1.5 feet wide. We're talking about a big piece of cardboard the size of a person's torso.
It is, and the center is about 4 feet off the ground. The source makes a point of saying this is a forgiving target. It's big. It's right there. It doesn't move.
Okay, so the stick hitter is the student who somehow misses this giant brown rectangle.
Well, they missed the cardboard part. Instead, they hit the 1x2-inch wooden sticks holding the target up.
Or the base on the ground.
Or the base, yeah.
Which, I mean, that almost sounds harder to do. You're aiming for the big square and you hit the skinny little stick next to it.
It's very hard to do if you're actually aiming. But the article's point is that hitting the stick isn't just a miss, it's diagnostic.
It's a symptom of something else going wrong.
A total collapse of mechanics. The source lists them out. It's things like collapsed trigger control.
Meaning they're yanking the trigger, pulling the whole gun off target.
Violently, or lack of visual discipline.
They're not even looking at their sights.
Right, maybe they're closing their eyes or just staring at the target instead of aligning the gun.
Yeah.
And then you have unstable platform and just plain old flinching.
The author has this great line. He says, "The range tells the truth."
It's so true. And if you're hitting the sticks, the truth is you cannot keep your shots in a human-sized area, even under perfect controlled conditions.
And controlled conditions is the key, isn't it? This is a flat range, no stress, paper targets that don't shoot back. This is as good as it gets.
Exactly. And that's where the article connects the dots to the real world. In class, hitting the sticks is just annoying. You break the target stand.
Yeah, the instructor has to go fix it.
But take that same error and put it in a grocery store or a parking lot.
Those sticks and base aren't wood anymore.
No. They're bystanders. They're other people. If you miss the actual threat by 1.5 feet, you're hitting whatever or whoever is next to them.
That is a chilling thought. So you have the student, the stick hitter, they're clearly not ready, but the credential printer passes them, gives them the certificate. Why is that piece of paper so dangerous?
Because it's never just a piece of paper. It's about what it creates in the student's mind. The source calls it false confidence.
Oh, there's that quote, the one about the fire.
Yes. It perfectly lays out the formula for disaster. Confidence is the accelerant. Incompetence is the spark. Public carry is the oxygen.
Wow. Okay, let's break that down. The incompetence is the spark. That's the bad shooting, the stick hitting.
Right, but a spark by itself might not do anything. If you know you're incompetent, you probably won't try to, perform brain surgery. You self-regulate.
But the instructor adds the accelerant.
Confidence. By handing over that certificate, the expert is saying, no, you're good. You can do this. They are overriding the student's own sense that something is wrong.
So now you have a dangerous person who thinks they're a safe person.
And then you add the oxygen public carry. You send them out into the world with a gun. The article calls this person an involuntary threat multiplier.
That's a mouthful. What does that mean exactly?
It means in a real crisis, they don't just fail to solve the problem, they make it worse.
They multiply the threat.
Exponentially. Because they have that false confidence, they're more likely to draw their weapon. But because they have no actual skill, they miss. They hit bystanders. They escalate a situation they have no ability to control.
And the source is clear that the certificate is what enables this. It creates a legal reality?
A legal reality. It's a formal declaration of competence from a supposed expert.
Which brings us to the legal minefield. The article lays out what it calls a legal map, and this is the part where every instructor should probably sit down and take notes.
Absolutely. This is the playbook a plaintiff's attorney will use against you. It's a 4-step chain of causation.
Okay, what are the steps?
It starts with knowledge, then certification, then reliance, and it ends with foreseeable harm.
Okay, let's walk through that. Step 1, knowledge.
This just means the instructor saw the failure. They watched the student hit the sticks. It's not a guess. You have direct visual knowledge of their incompetence.
So you can't play dumb later?
No, you knew. Step 2 is certification.
You signed off on it anyhow.
You formalized the lie despite what you knew.
And step 3 is reliance.
This is critical. The student relies on your expert judgment. They will get on a stand and say, I carried a gun because my certified instructor told me I was proficient and safe.
Which shifts the blame right back to the instructor.
It does. And that leads to the final step, foreseeable harm.
Meaning when that student misses in the real world, it wasn't a freak accident.
It was predictable. It was foreseeable based on what you saw on the range. The outcome was practically guaranteed.
So the lawsuit that follows is for negligent training.
Correct. The claim is you had a duty to train to a standard, and you breached that duty. But it gets deeper. The source also brings up negligent entrustment.
That sounds more technical.
It's a legal concept. Think of it like this. You don't give your car keys to a friend who is obviously drunk.
Right, because you'd be entrusting a dangerous tool to someone you know is impaired.
Precisely. And the source argues that giving a certificate to a stick hitter is the exact same thing. You are entrusting a representation of skill to someone you know is unsafe.
And it's not like you should have known. The proof is right there in the shredded target stands.
It's on video, it's on the targets. The evidence is overwhelming.
And this doesn't just stop with the instructor, right? The article mentions vicarious liability.
Right. This is for the business owners. If your range or academy has a culture of pass everybody, the whole organization is on the hook.
Negligent hiring, negligent supervision.
The whole 9 yards. If the agency created the culture, the agency is liable.
This is all financially terrifying. But the article takes an even darker turn. It pivots from civil lawsuits to criminal charges, to jail time.
Yeah, this is where it gets really, really serious.
So it's not just about losing your house in a lawsuit.
No. The source makes it clear that criminal statutes don't always require intent to harm. They just require reckless disregard for the safety of others.
And passing a stick hitter could be seen as reckless disregard.
Absolutely. The article uses Florida law as an example.
Right.
Under a statute for culpable negligence, just exposing someone to potential injury through that kind of recklessness can be a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
You could get 60 days in jail. And that's if no one even gets hurt.
Okay, 60 days is bad. But
Yeah.
what if? What if the worst happens?
If that negligence leads to a death, your student hits a bystander, it can become manslaughter by culpable negligence.
And that's a felony.
A second-degree felony in Florida. That's up to 15 years in prison.
15 years for not wanting to fail a paying customer?
That's the potential consequence. The source calls the signed certificate plus the range failures a smoking gun for a prosecutor. The case almost makes itself.
I can just hear someone listening right now yelling, but I have waivers. Everyone signs a waiver.
Ah, the waiver. The myth of the magic waiver. The source calls this Exhibit A.
Exhibit A as in for the prosecution.
Exactly. A waiver might protect you from the inherent risks of an activity. Getting hit by hot brass or something.
Right.
It does not protect you from your own negligence.
And it certainly doesn't apply to the third party, the person in the parking lot who gets shot. They didn't sign anything.
They didn't sign a thing. But here's the brilliant twist in the article. Relying on a waiver is basically an admission of guilt.
How so?
It's you saying, I knew this was so risky that I needed a special contract to cover myself, and I did it anyway. It doesn't prove you were safe. It proves you knew you were being reckless and tried to monetize it.
It's evidence against you, not for you.
It is. It proves you knew the brakes were bad and you sold the car anyway.
Wow. Okay, so waivers are out. Passing everyone is out. What is the standard? What should an instructor do when they see someone hitting the sticks?
The source is crystal clear on this. It's a protocol. First, you stop the line.
Immediately.
Immediately. Don't let them finish the drill. You stop. Then you diagnose the problem. Is it their grip? Their vision?
A flinch.
You try to fix it. Remediate.
You remediate. You coach them. You document that you did it. And then you retest.
And if they still can't do it,
then you must fail them. You have to.
That's the hard conversation. Telling a paying customer, sorry you didn't pass.
It is. The article calls it the hard truth of being a professional. Anything less is what the source calls negligent enablement.
Negligent enablement. That's a powerful phrase.
It really is. You're not being nice by passing them. You are enabling a dangerous situation.
You're gambling
with other people's lives. The source says a certificate isn't a souvenir. It's a representation of competence. If you treat it like a participation trophy, people can die.
This has been heavy, but really, really important. It reframes the entire job, doesn't it? It's not about the class, it's about the signature.
So, to sum this all up, what we've learned from this article is that a certificate is a legal document, not a receipt.
And the stick hitter is the ultimate red flag. Passing them creates a clear line of liability right back to you.
From the range to the courtroom.
And maybe to a prison cell.
It all comes down to integrity then. The integrity to just say no.
No is the most important tool an instructor has. No, you're not ready. Yeah. No, I can't sign this. That's the no that saves lives.
It protects the student from themselves.
And it protects the public from the student.
Exactly. So before we wrap up, I just want to leave our listeners with one final thought. We've been talking about firearms, but this applies everywhere.
It really does. Any field with certifications.
Right. So think about the certifications you have. Maybe it's for CPR or a forklift or financial planning. When you got that piece of paper, did you earn it? Was it based on a real measurable standard?
Did you actually hit the target?
Or did you just pay for a false sense of security? One that might just vanish the second you actually need the skill.
That's the question to ask. Because when it matters, the paper won't help you. Only the skill will.
That's our deep dive for today. Stay safe, stay curious, and we'll see you next time.